Alright, so this is the first footage of the Red 1 MX. I picked this up earlier this week, and got a heck of a deal on it. Already did a first impressions video where I talk about the build quality, the feel, and a bit of the history of where it lines up with some of the other cameras that I have. And also just the anticipation of being able to test this camera against some of the other cameras that I have in my collection. So today I've got this one set up in the studio configuration, sitting on the sticks, and drop the light down a little bit, just get a key light and a little bit of a background source just to give some separation and 3D through the Mix Pre 3 into the audio inputs on the camera. So I'm recording discretely onto the Mix Pre 3, but also into the audio in on the MX1, the Red 1 MX. And the Red 1 MX has actually 4 channels of audio input. It also has a headphone jack out for monitoring audio. So we'll see how this audio stacks up on board in the recording to the discrete audio recorded to the Mix Pre 3. Generally with the Alexa, with the Mix Pre 3 preamps going into the Alexa, I just use the Alexa onboard audio that I get through the Mix Pre 3, so using the preamps. And it sounds great. It's really clean and decent acoustics in here with the mic that I've got and the setup I've got in here. So today we're just looking at, this is a first look at the footage coming out of the camera in a lit environment, but I really simplified the lighting over what I normally have. I've just got a key light, and then behind me, like I say, a few pin lights, source lights, just to be able to see how it looks in terms of highlight roll off, that type of thing. I'm recording right now to the middle compression ratio. I believe it's called the 36. So there's 24, which is the lowest, the most compressed. The mid is 36, and the least compressed is 48. And I've got it set for 36. Get a little bit more recording time on these small 16 gig CF cards. So yeah, this is a first look. Looking forward to some of the comparisons. If there's any one of the comparisons that you're interested in seeing, leave it in the comments below. So here's what I have for options. We can choose to look at the, and we'll look at them all, but this is what I want to look at. This is the comparisons I want to do. Versus the Arri Alexa, versus the Komodo 6K, versus the Sigma FP, the Blackmagic Pocket OG, the Sony FS-700, and then the Sony FX-30. Those are the cinema cameras that I have access to. So we can compare any of them. I would like to do one versus one. So I think one of the first ones I might do would be the side-by-side MX1, 1MX versus Arri Alexa, and just have a start with that, and then we can kind of broaden the variations as we move forward. So that is all for today. Thanks as always for stopping by. Any comments down below would be greatly appreciated. Like, subscribe if this is the kind of content that you're interested in. My mission going forward, as it has been for the past, is to bring the old cameras to YouTube once again. And some of these, it's funny because some of these cameras don't really have a lot of footage online, or like they have footage, like test footage, but the more pro the camera was, the less like sort of consumer YouTube videos there were about it, because it was out of reach of the average person, so you didn't get a lot of like typical YouTube stuff. So me being able to film like, you know, YouTube level stuff, like just easy produced stuff with these top of the line cameras is kind of cool. All right, that's it for today. Talk to you again in the next one. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.